Hey folks, thank you for tuning in. Today we're going to be installing the DiamondBack HD tonneau cover on the 2022 Jeep Gladiator Rubicon Diesel. Let's take a look. For ease of this video, I've already elected to remove the top bed rails. It is recommended that you go on and replace your Jeep bed rails with new ones. Removing these bed rails are very difficult. I went ahead and bought some new ones, ordered some, and then went ahead and attempted to try to save the ones I had, and it's almost impossible to remove them clips without breaking them, at least one or two. So I'm glad I just went ahead and purchased new ones so that way I didn't have to worry about it. To make your installation much faster and easier, you could just rip these off, order new ones, rip these off, and just install the new ones. Much faster and easier. Here are the new bed rails. They were about 20 bucks a piece. However, it did take about 3 weeks for them to come in. So I would order these and wait to start your project till these come in. So these right here are the clips. These right here are the clips that tend to break off. You can see these clips right here. If you look on the truck, these clips plug into these spots right here on the bed, and the inner side ones you can reach from the inside and get those off okay. It's the ones on this outer edge that you have a difficult time of getting into. There's just no good way of getting in there. Even if you take the inner fender off, you still can't get in there. A lot of people do try to take a butter knife and slide in there to depress the clip to try to get those off, as they're on both sides. There's like little wings on both sides of the clip, and you still end up breaking them. So easiest thing to do is just order new ones. Once you have your bed rails off, first thing you're going to want to do is apply the supplied shims. Without these shims, you will crush your bed rails and you will get a leak. So that's what we're going to do now, is install these bed shims. Going off the instructions, and I'll post this up here now so you can see what the instructions look like. There's two sides to the instructions, and there's a spot on there that shows you where to apply the shims. Right here is an oval slot. This is the only oval slot on the bed rails that is right over the tire. You're going to go immediately to the squares behind it, and there's a trapezoidal shape here. That's the area where we're going to be applying the shims. So we're going to go on and clean this area of the bed. I have some rubbing alcohol, isopropyl. Okay, we have the supplied shims. Here's your oval. We're going to go just rearward of that. We're going to apply the first shim to this area. Going to line up the corner. Going to go perpendicular to the rails. And we'll apply the second one. And we're going to repeat that process on both sides. And we're going to repeat that process on both sides. We're now going to take our bed rail and we're going to clean this area here on the inner lip, which will sit on the truck, the inner lip. We're going to clean this area right before and right after those shims we just placed. And we're going to apply 2 shims on the bed rail itself. We're going to do that to both sides. And repeat on the other side. Getting a closer look, I lined up the bed rail with the front of the cab. This is the passenger side. You can see here, there's the oval loop right above the tire. You can see here the oval cutout right above the tire. Go to trapezoidal depression right after the oval cutout. Apply your 2 strips. And then on your bed rail, this would be the inner side. You're going to apply a shim right before and a shim right afterwards. So that's what your shim should look like. You're going to do that for both sides. Once your shims are in place, you can go on and reinstall your bed rails. You'll want to start from the cab and work your way back. Now if they'd only come off that easy. Repeat for the other side. Once you completed that, that completes the bed rail portion. Now we can move on to actually installing the tonneau cover. First thing we're going to want to do is install the center section. If you flip this over, it shows you an arrow on the back. You want to have this slightly facing the back. Next, you're going to want to install your center section. There is an arrow underneath that shows you which way is the tailgate side. Make sure you install that properly. We're not going to bolt anything down right now. We're just getting things lined up. Once you get the center section put down, you want to have it slightly favoring the back of the truck. We're going to put the back panel piece in first. The middle piece comes with safety tags on the hinges. One of the hinges is a half hinge that allows the panel to be removed on and off. You're going to want to make sure when you put the new panels on that you keep it at 90 degrees perpendicular to the middle panel. This way the half hinge can slide into the hinge properly without breaking. Just cleaning the residual glue off of the hinge before I place the panels on. Now we're going to go on and slide the one pin in, and then the other one will slide down on top of its mount, and then we'll just gently lower it into place. We will now repeat for the back. Slide the pin in the first hinge. Lower it down gently. Now I'm going to center the panel. Get it all squared up the way I like it. The front of the Gladiator is bowed. It is not square. So you just find your happy medium and kind of go from there. I'm going to favor the back just slightly. I'm going to go on and shut this tailgate so I can see how that looks. So I've squared up the panel the best I can. You can see here that the front of the Gladiator is not square. Kind of bows out. Sides are not square either. Nor the back. Everything's kind of curved. But it looks like the rubber seal is going to seal it just fine, regardless. And it still looks good. Now that the tonneau cover is all squared up, we're going to attach the clamps using a 9/16 socket. We're going to torque these to 5 to 6 foot-pounds. There will be 2 on each side. Come take a look. Now that the tonneau cover is bolted down, I'm going to go on and install the gas struts that came supplied with the tonneau cover to help assist hold this up while we get the locking mechanisms all adjusted. You lift your tonneau cover up. You're going to want to make sure that your barrel is up and they just snap into place. We're going to do this by removing one nut on each side of the linkage bracket, and we're going to actually move that to reposition it. I'm going to remove the nut and the washer and the bolt and save that because we're going to reuse that in the next step. So I'm going to remove, again, I'm going to remove the bolt, nut, and washer and retain that because we're going to flip this down 90 degrees and reinstall the bolt, washer, and nut. I leave it slightly loose so I can do the other side. Now using a 3/32 Allen wrench, we're gonna loosen up these 2 Allen screws right here so we can adjust the linkage. Couple turns will do it, 1.5 turns or so, like so. Now I went ahead and loosened up my struts so I can get my tonneau cover to lay down flat without any assistance. I'm gonna go on and lock the tonneau cover. I'm gonna start getting things where I kind of want it to be. There's a nice little circle right here. I think I want my bar to be right there, like so. This needs to be straight down, perpendicular. Okay. I think I need to move. So I need to move. You get though.
On fire and ready to go out there, gonna tear it down. There is no one here who can stop me.
2022 Jeep Gladiators, you're gonna have to put a Bulkhead Weather seal on there. If you look right here, there is a lip from the bed rails to the bulkhead. So this is gonna go pretty much directly where the seal for the DiamondBack cover goes. So you want to line this up where your seal for your DiamondBack HD cover will land. It's going to go flush up against your bed rail. And it's not going to go perfectly straight because these front ends are bowed. You don't want to pull this as you apply it, you just want to let it lay kind of flat as it goes. And then I'm going to trim this flush with this other bed rail. We'll close the top and give it 24 hours to fully cure. After which we'll come back and we'll put some dabs of silicone in the corners to help keep any water from getting in from our bed caps.
That should be a blooper at the end.
Cut it.